And we're live. Welcome, 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 everybody. 7 p.m. on the East Coast. Welcome to Thursday Night Trash Talk with White Trash Motorsports. How's everybody going tonight? We're going to change pace a little bit tonight. As we do our live, as we go through it, we're going to be working on something. We have another project we're trying to get up and going. I think we finally got the Cutlass tamed. We've been working on it finally, so I think we got it tamed. I finally got the boost controller and everything working again, so we shouldn't have a repeat of what happened last week when we took it out to the track and broke it. So hopefully there won't be a repeat of that and everything's good. Looks like maybe there's something on the lens. Let's check it real quick. Make sure everything's good. There we go. That looks much better. Must have had a fingerprint on the lens. But how's everybody doing tonight? Yes, we're gonna start on our next project here. As soon as I get my little bench cleaned off here, my little roller bench. We're gonna work on the next car, which is our buddy's car. We've got some stuff that needs done to it, so we're gonna start working on it. Everything laid out here in working order. The shop's a little wrecked tonight, but it's not too bad, so it is just for lug nuts. We're getting there, man. I was a little late getting to the shop tonight, so I wanted to have all this done, but as normal, we're running a little bit behind. But welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody going? Dixie, we weren't talking to you. We're going to swap some valve springs tonight. These LS heads, maybe clean them up a little bit, get everything working. I was welding on that, and it's got a plastic top. I didn't want to melt it, so I had that piece of wood on top of it. I got my homemade valve spring compressor here for LS. Put that here. Roll this around. You guys can see what's going on. Now we're getting set up. Okay, let's get this in the way and down. There we go. Alright guys, I hope you'll be able to see it there. Let's try our best to get it there. You guys can see what's going on with me. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and start prepping the next project here. Basically, swap SM95 Mustang. 5.3 turbo cord. This is a Gen 3 motor that we're working on, so slightly a little different than normal, but
Unfinished project. You want to know what you're doing?
what is it?
Unfinished project is checking in and he says, what are we doing?
We're going to swap some valve springs.
Gonna swap some valve springs.
Get some LS heads here.
He's getting some LS heads out and swapping some valve springs. That's what he's gonna be doing, buddy.
We got some Grungy 706 heads here. We're going to swap the valve springs so we can start assembling this other motor.
Uh-huh.
You guys telling everybody, I think we finally got
The car.
tamed again. I got the
Yeah.
tune worked out enough that everything seems to be working, but
Yeah.
basically, you know, your junk LS heads, the best. Nothing but the best in the shop.
Nothing but the best.
Junk, what we like.
Yeah.
But this junk's probably going to make at least 600 wheel
Yeah.
because you don't have to have all that fancy stuff to make power with these LS motors. That's all.
My cord and stuff out, but I'm a 49.
I know the old heads would tell you different, that everything has to be new and fancy, but it really doesn't. I mean, we've learned it through the years and haven't had that. So we got some valve springs and some new seats here. And I should have, yeah, the valve and the keepers, because I stole a valve out of this head that day that I bent the valve on my car, so this was the one I stole a valve out of, so Get that set up. We need to weld some nuts on here and get these studs off. That's another trick for these LS motors, but
Yeah.
alright. Let's see how these guys, oh, we got new valve seals too, look at that. I
Yeah.
don't think I ever changed valve seals on an LS motor, I just put them together. Let's tear into this bag of valve seals, see what we got here, okay. Alright, looks like we'll change them, I guess. These are your, Pack 1218 valve springs, just your low budget spring. That's what I'm running in the Cutlass. They seem to be working well. I mean, I could use a little bit heavier spring. But on a 5.3, I think it'll be alright with the slight dish piston. You shouldn't have the interference problems I'm having with the 6.0. So that's really the only issue I was having with the 6.0 was a slight interference problem with the valve. But that doesn't occur until over 7,000 RPM. So we know what the issue is and why. Let me find my irritators, my keeper retainers. This is going to get a new valve because, like I said, we stole a valve for my motor one day when I bent that valve last year
Oh, yeah, I remember.
and I needed a valve. Well, I had this motor here, so I just borrowed a valve out of it.
It'll work.
The heads weren't off of this motor until then, so we need to figure out a way to pull these valve stem seals. I'm sure there's a proper tool, but let's look at it and see how we can do it, okay? It's just a metal tube, so we should be able to grab these with some vice grips or something, probably just twist them on. Look and see what we got here.
Maybe.
These shouldn't come off, I don't see why they would.
Oh, I had that time.
Motor's only got a few 100,000 miles on. Oh yeah, they pop right off, cool.
Oh,
Alright guys,
just
that's
pop
no big
right
deal,
off.
yeah. I thought we might have to fight them in prime a little bit, like I said. I've never changed the valve springs in an LS, or the valve seals. I should probably keep these for my motor to use seals. But, yeah, I think, like I said, I've been driving around a lot this week on the street, doing street car things with it. It seems to be running better. I got it tamed, I did a couple pulls with it last night. And the boost controller was working and it's keeping it. I said what I think happened at the track 2 weeks ago is just when the boost ran away, it went way up and it got up into a part of the map because I was never expecting to run that kind of RPM. So I didn't, or that kind of boost, it went up to like 25 pounds boost. Okay, look at this, 19mm socket's going to work well for a valve spring install tool.
Wow.
See, everything's there, you just gotta know where to look for it. We're gonna take it. Just tap it on. Perfect, alright. See? Let's put the new valve, or the, well, we should lap this valve. Let's check it real quick, because we may need to lap it. Because new valve, we want it to seal good that he's used worn the seats a little bit, so we'll probably have to lap this valve. I lap mine a little differently than I'll use a drill on it. Let's see, we need some valve lapping compound here.
Huh.
Got some. What'll happen, I'll put valve lapping compound in it and then I'll just take the drill and go ahead and lap it in. That way it seals good. Get it real quick and take a look, see what the seat looks like. We're going to use my homemade valve spring compressor.
Yeah, what's that?
Huh?
What is it?
What?
The homemade valve spring
I got a homemade
compressor.
valve spring compressor that I make. I cut a piece of steel.
Ooh.
Let's try this out. This seat actually looks pretty good. Let's see how. I'll be able to see. Let me mark this and put it in there and give it a spin or two and see how.
Hello, Carlene. How are you tonight? What are you doing, a valve spring?
I'm gonna change. Well, I'm putting valve springs in these 706 heads, valve seals.
Carlene's new, so you have to explain. I didn't know what she's doing. Well, she's not new, but she's on here tonight. Carlene, I was just wanting to know what you was doing.
Yeah. She's just tuning in.
Yeah, 'cause she's just tuning in. She
I'm gonna
don't.
mark this valve. I'm gonna spin it to see how good it is. If it's gonna be lapped in or not. You're supposed to lap valves in. I don't know if I have any valve lap compound like that. Honestly, it's probably not gonna matter on these. I usually just slap them in, don't have issues. So. Man, it's not my motor anyway, so
Yeah.
it's not gonna be my end anyway. But this is usually how I'll spin the valve here to slap it. And I
Wow.
can see. Because basically the valve will cut itself out of the seat. Because you want that valve to rotate anyway in there. So, alright, let's see what that looks like. See, it should wear off where it was. You know what? It looks good. It cut all the Sharpies going nice and clean all the way around. So it was sealing all the way around. It looks good. I think it'll be alright for what we're doing. Good enough for us. Alright. So that valve's installed. Our new pack 1218 springs. Put that in there. And here's our keeper. Put that in there. Well, that's our retainer. Here's our keepers. Get them ready. Okay, I gotta get this is my valve spring tool right here. Usually it just goes like this, wedges, and as you tighten it, it'll compress the valve spring. So you can get the retainer. You grab a bolt. I use the bolts for the
Good enough for government work.
what is it?
Good enough for government work,
Yeah, it's good enough for me.
Carlene says.
Not mine.
It's not his, it's good enough, he says. He should be helping you instead of having you do all the work.
It'll make more power that he'll be able to handle anyway, so.
He'll wipe out in it. He don't know what he's doing anymore.
Yeah, because that's the problem with a turbo LS car. By the time you can get in trouble before you realize you're in trouble.
He probably will too.
Well, as I said, you can come to a point where you should have probably let out of it 300 feet by the time your brain realizes what's going on. But usually like this is how I like to do these, which is I use the LS there, and you gotta be careful that you don't strip them because they're prone to strippage. So if I was taking them apart, sometimes I use the impact, but tonight I'm gonna use a ratchet tonight, so I don't take a chance of bending anything. And of course I'm pushing the valve up, but that happens. The nice thing about having the head off, if you had the head on the motor, then you would have to either put air in the cylinder, or if you don't have air, you can shove some rope in the cylinder, in the spark plug hole there, and then bring the piston up the top dead center. That's
Piece of
how
rope.
we usually do it, because let's put the retainers in.
Just a piece of rope does it. That's
Yeah,
the trick.
piece of rope will hold it. Get the retainers in here. Valve spring's a little tinted, so we usually put it in a little more that way, get more room to put the retainers underneath the head, because there's just a little groove underneath the head that holds it, so. Make sure the valve's in place. Guess I could put something underneath the motor. There's a
Yeah,
head to hold it up, but it's gonna be good. We're not building baby grand pianos here, we're just putting street motor together. And it gives us something to do, so.
oh, I should put her in.
But you don't wanna,
I'm gonna go put him in.
like mine is doing it, but I can't have kids running around the shop get hurt, so. Alright. Yeah, I just gotta get this valve spring twisted a little bit on there. In there, so I get the retainer in the right way. Should have a little magnet, it'll definitely help. Yeah, guys, so that's about it. Should we clean these heads up, or should we just leave them trashed like this and just make dumb piles? Yeah, probably just leave them trashed. Start releasing it so we can get it cleared in. Alright, that don't work out right. Well, it's seated, but I got a lot of stem showing through here, that's weird. Let's bounce it. I'll leave that on there a little bit. We'll tap it with a hammer to see the spring. There we go. Now they're fully seated. Okay. All right, that's one down. 15 to go. Okay. Let's move over to the next one here. Usually I run these down with the impact. Like I said, we're just trying to be a little better. These heads have never been fooled with, so just take it easy on them. It's their first time being at work. Like I said, normally when we do these LS heads, we don't take the heads off. We just do them on the motor, but I had to steal a valve out of this motor, so that's why the heads are off. Other than that, it was okay.
Yeah,
There's my
baby.
retainers in my hand. Retainers. Hit yourself in the foot with a hammer.
Well, yeah, that's
Put
good.
it back down. I got a lot of tension on it. Alright, so let's take this one out and change the seal and the spring. So let's first get the decompress the factory valve. See how slick that factory, or that, all it is a piece of 1/4 inch steel with a notch cut in it and a hole drilled in it.
Huh.
When you tighten the rocker arm bolt, this wedge is on the side of the head, that pushes it down. That gap right there lets you take your keepers out. I don't know how well it's showing. But that's it. Get another spring set up here. Get my valve seal remover. Nice oil underneath them valve seals, so they were definitely,
They were working good.
I don't know, I don't think oil's supposed to be on that side of it. It's supposed to keep the oil from running down the valve stem, but who knows? Who cares?
I don't.
It's good enough for us. Good. They'll blow it up before.
You'll blow it up, yeah. Or wreck it. You'll do one of the two.
I need these 706 heads on my 6-liter. That would up my compression a lot. You go with the 706 head. Sorry. Start it, run it. Let's go ahead and spring down until the head of the valve sticks out. Set the retainers in. On to the next one. Like I said, it goes pretty fast once you get a groove. Once you get in a groove with it, it goes pretty fast. There's an old retainer. Slap them in there. Yeah, I see what's going on. Oh, there's that one in. Now this one down in. You know what it is on my head, they did. The valve spring's getting offset like this, but
It's a sleeper block.
what is it?
It's a sleeper block. Looks
sleeper
like crap, but it will got you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
Gap
Oh, it's sleeping block.
on the cords here.
What's up, guys? I'm gonna hit the desk. Not much, Alan. Just valve springs on the LS head here.
Getting some valve springs.
Huh?
You're doing valve springs.
Yeah, I gotta get the keepers down. It's in the groove.
Ram 50.
What is it?
Project, unfinished project says Ram 50.
Yeah, it's Pauline. That's what they're building.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Tony, it starts for it.
Yep.
It's just a little thing he does. A little thing he does. Okay, get these
Yeah.
retainers in here. One to the next. I don't know why they're being weird like that. But sometimes they do. I did the same thing on the other one. Just run it in.
That'd be alright.
Almost centers or something up. And then just tap it with a hammer and there it goes.
I don't see why he just couldn't come by himself instead of bringing all the kids.
Don't know.
Maybe he ain't allowed. I don't know.
It don't matter. I like to do this stuff. Like I said, I like to do this stuff. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing it because I like to do it. It's something to do. Get ready. cool to build something that's actually a little different. And I really wanna put together an actual race car. Not something constrained by driving on the road, because it's nice driving on the road, but there is constraints to it. It's nice to say, hey, I don't like this, let me cut this part out. You know, that I don't want to do to the cutlass, so I don't want to chop the cutlass out. So. Hey, that worked better. Hey, that valve spring goes down easier. Maybe that's why I did easier when I did mine, because I just hammered them down like that. I didn't take my time.
Maybe.
Down easy, I just impact it.
Yeah.
That's how you do precision work. Impact. Okay, that's 3. Retainer. New spring. Pull the old valve stem seal out. The valve stem seal. On. And together, but I'm used to doing one by one like this on the motor. When when the motor's in the car, I'm used to doing one at a time like this.
I'll do one at a time.
Yeah, as I said, I'm just used to doing them this way. That's what I said. Normally, I could have done them, put them all apart, put new seals on, put them out. But like I said, I'm just so used to doing them this way. I'm so used to doing them this way that I'm not doing the other way anymore. Well, I don't do it, but you know. See, and then what I accepted, I knocked it out. I should have my magnet for you. This makes it easier. Yeah, that's all it is. It slightly rolls that valve spring. These bigger valve springs get crooked a little bit because they're a little taller than stock. The installed height's the same. They run down in there. They're put together. Down the retainer. Magnetic screwdriver here. You're not expecting magnetic hurt you. That one there. And that one there. Back out, push it back in. Let's try this again. The buzz, it knocks them out. I have to use a ratchet on them. I have to use a ratchet to set them in place. You know, the impact bump
Makes them come
jump
off.
out. It makes the retainers jump out. Without using a ratchet. Ain't no thing. Start. Make sure it's started up. Yeah, spring. Because it comes up, it rolls good. Now, really stuck with me. And the retainers hold each other. And then, see, they're not quite seated yet, but I leave the compressor on so the bottom spring can't go flying. Then I just tap it here. Usually one good tap. Now we're fully seated. There we go. Okay, 3 down on this head so far. Got 5 more on this head. And we'll move the other.
5 more
5 more on this head.
on this head.
I got the other head still on the block, so
Oh.
we'll have to drag the block out and rip the other head off. We gotta clean up anyway. That way I can reuse the head gaskets. You know, I like to reuse head gaskets anyway, because well, I do it because they say you can't do it. That's why I do it. Or like anybody that knows that or generation remember it when the snowman asked the bandit, he says, "Hey bandit, Fred wants to know why we're doing this." Bandit says, "Because they said it couldn't be done." that's good enough for Fred. You know, someone was just like to do things just because someone says you can't do it. And that's always why I like to do it anyway with this stuff, is because someone tells me, oh, you can't do that. Man, someone better go back and figure that out, then I can't do it. Because I've been doing it. Been
Yeah.
doing it for a long time. How long's my motor been together?
Wow.
Well, how long my motor's been in the car? That motor's been tore apart how many times? Because
A
it's
lot.
had four pistons changed. So I've had the heads off 4 times to change pistons. And I've had the heads off 2 times to change valves, 1 on each side. So
6 times.
those head gaskets have been reused 5 times. Anyway, on each side. So, but like I said, they say you can't do that. So I don't know what we're gonna do because obviously you can't do it.
No.
You can't do it, so who's gonna do it?
Don't know.
What will we do?
I don't know. Can't do nothing.
Huh?
Can't do it.
It can't be done.
Can't be done.
It's impossible. You can't do it. So. Let's get this on here. Then we can drag that motor out. We could actually probably get, I don't know, if the dampers on it, because I don't have the floor here. Like I said, I'm gonna swap the cam in for everybody. But this motor needs cleaned up, I think, a little bit. I mean, it won't affect the way it runs, but it sucks when you get greasy working on stuff. I don't like working on stuff getting greasy.
Yeah.
I don't like getting greasy working on stuff. My car's been put together and taken apart so many times, you can do it pretty much without getting greasy. The only thing you get on you when you do my cars, you might get a little bit of, you get fiberglass on you for an exhaust wrap. But actually getting anything like dirt on you, I don't really get dirty on the car. Like I said, that's probably not a good thing because it's been torn apart so many times. But whatever.
Yeah.
You can't, if you're not pushing things and braking, it's just like 4-wheeling. If you're not braking it, you'll never find out what you can do with it. You gotta push it to the limit and see what happens.
Pushing it to the limit.
And other sad news, guys, are our 95 F-250, I think it's finally died, man.
Well, the motor and stuff didn't.
Well, yeah, the motor hasn't, but we killed the frame on it because it's PA, and you know, and as that frame got older, as that truck aged, that frame just got thinner and thinner, and it got thin in the back. And the other day, we decided to haul around like 14,000 pounds with it, which, you know, under normal circumstances would be perfectly fine. The truck's rated to tow that kind of weight, and it towed it honestly, effortlessly, with no problem. But what happened is we had one of our spring hangers, the front spring hanger on the rear leaf spring broke. Well, when that broke, that let the leaf spring, you know, come up against the bed floor. Now, mind you, this is why we have the excavator on a equipment trailer set at like 14,000 pound load that we're pulling. Well, when it did that, we was just leaving the house, so I had to take the excavator back down to Dwayne's, drop it off, and then because since we didn't have a trailer capable of hauling that heavy excavator, we had to run a trailer, so I had to do that, and then take the trailer back to the rental place and return it. So in that process of doing that, we ended up with the driver's side's the one that tore it. It caused a lot of stress on the passenger side frame rail, which was already weak. And I'd say it's probably weak because of the exhaust dumping underneath that bed for years. I think it weakened. I think there's something in it. It seems like anytime you got a car driving out of a tailpipe pipe or a truck, like because in Pennsylvania, as long as the exhaust comes out past the back of the cab, it can dump under the bed. But I'm telling you, that exhaust does something to the metal on that because it softened. The driver's side frame rail on that truck looks mint, like the day it rolled off the assembly line. The passenger side frame rail is rusted bad. Now what happened, because the stress of that spring being broke on the driver's side just like twisted on the frame enough, and it caused, I got like 3 stress rips on the frame. Right where it comes over the wheel, because the frame is really thin on the passenger side, so it ripped it in 3 places. Which under normal circumstances, if that was a Chevy truck, I'd have no problem. I'd just grab another section of frame on it and send it. But the problem is with Ford trucks, them frame rails are one-piece stampings. So I'm afraid that if I welded it, I would just end up causing a weak spot where it welded, because now they flex a lot, and that's the key to keep some trucks together, is the fact that them frame rails are so flexible and can twist so much. And then I think if I welded in a piece there, I think I would end up weakening the frame worse than just where a Chevy truck, because the way they are, they're boxed. Well, the 88 and up, the old body style Chevys, not the square body. Square body is a C-channel frame too, but the 88 and up Chevys are boxed from the front bumper to behind the cab, and then they go C-channel to the back bumper. Now in that setup, so I'd have no problem. I'd cut it at factory welds and graft another frame rail. So, yeah, we'll probably be in the market for another truck here. Right now, we have no way to haul anything. If anything, I'm even looking for like a Tahoe or a Suburban. So, something I can haul with, because I need something to haul a trailer, because our days of going to the racetrack are over until we get, because of the exact reason of last week, or 2 weeks ago, we went to the track. Yes, can you drive the car clear to the track? Absolutely, no problem. But when something goes wrong and you break it, I don't want to be 45 minutes from home with a broken car and no way to get it home. So that's why I trailer it. I don't trailer it because, there's a couple times when Street Outlaws were here, remember I drove it that day.
Yeah.
But they said that now we're making more power. I'm just not comfortable trying to drive it that far and I have to come home. And it'd make a big mess. Hey guys, I broke down at the track. Can someone come, can someone get their truck and go to my house and get my trailer and come pick me up? I don't want to put that on anybody to have to do that. Not that I couldn't get it done, but I don't like to ask people to do that. So we gotta find something here. So a Tahoe or a Suburban would be fine, but I would rather find like a 3/4 ton Suburban and pickup truck. I'm not looking at anything smaller than 3/4 ton. Said I want no small block stuff. I'm all for gas, but I don't want anything. I like the Ford trucks, but the 5.4s just doesn't belong in a truck pulling a heavy load like that. If you live somewhere like Texas or Ohio or something where you don't really have mountains, you'll probably be just fine with a combination like that. But around here, I don't feel like going 30 miles an hour up a hill. Actually, my 454 Chevy, that 2000 Chevy, that 454, that truck went 35 miles an hour up a hill and got 6 miles a gallon on it. That's why that truck, its bed and stuff was bad anyway. That truck wasn't worth, because it was gutless. Actually, that would have been the thing. I'd have had everybody mad, but probably the best thing to dump would have been take that 1-ton Chevy. It was a 3500 crew cab, 8-foot bed, single wheel, 3500. I should have took everything, the drive line out of my Ford, the 460,
Stuck in it.
and put it in the Chevy, because the Chevy truck had nicer ride and everything, but the 460 made better power and got better gas mileage. Because my 460, that motor, if I'm towing heavy, like towing that 14,000 pound excavator, I get about 10 miles a gallon. Towing a car on a trailer, it's like 12 or so, 12 miles per gallon. That truck gets 14 or 15 unloaded on the highway, so it actually does really well for big block Ford. But at the end of the day, so that's why I wouldn't entertain any kind of 5.4 because to me they don't belong in a truck that heavy. But the half-ton truck, yes. I mean, just for towing right now, it's a shame. It'd have been nice if that Expedition would have been in a little bit better shape. We could have fixed it up, used it a little bit, but it's rusted. It's a shame. That truck wasn't rusty when it was parked. Can't park them in grass. I mean, I've done it too. We've all done it. Sometimes you have to. You got no other choice but park it in the grass because you ain't got nowhere else to park it. But I mean, it just ate the bottom of that poor thing out.
Hello, Hippie Miller.
Hey, Hippie Miller. Hey, look, man, I'm working on a set of heads. It's not on mine. It's not broke. It's not broken, man. It really isn't.
He's working on another set.
I'm working on a set of 706s here, putting some better valve springs in it. So we can put another streetcar together. We got an SN95, what year is it? It's like a 98 or 99, but it's an SN95 Mustang. That's where this motor's going. This is going in it with a Glide.
He said, that's good, LOL.
You know, built Ford tough with Chevy stuff. No, I joke, but I mean, I just don't like the modular Ford stuff. I mean, if I end up getting a newer Ford, which I found a couple decent deals on a couple, which, you know, newer to me means anything made after like 90. But not really. I'm looking, I'd like to find some at least made in this millennium, but if I get like a 99 and newer Ford, it'd have to be a V10 or a diesel. I actually seen a couple prices on some trucks with 6 liters that had problems. I mean, to put a truck together like that for myself, I wouldn't have a problem, but it just worries me when they're like, oh, this 6 liters, there's one on there that's pretty cheap, it's a nice truck.
Best way to make a Mustang fast.
Yeah, put a Chevy motor in it.
What's up, Schultz?
But the guy said that,
What's going on?
the guy said the truck needs injectors put in. He has the injectors, and that's fine, but I'm scared what if it is, what if the cam wipe out like that one we did for Addis. I mean, even still, I mean, 6.0 sounds good. You know, if you went out driving around one night and like all the emission stuff fell off of it and you lost it somewhere, then probably a pretty good truck. You know, you just have to watch the bolts because, I mean, it'd be a shame to be out driving around a back road and, you know what I mean, like all your emissions would just, you'd hit a bump and just fall off the truck. You know, we would never.
A 4 6 hours sketchy, bro.
Well, 6.0s run good though, when they're not.
Sketchy, he said.
Huh?
Hippie said they're sketchy.
Yeah, they're sketchy, man, but when they run, they're on. They're probably the best sounding Ford diesel. I've done a couple of them, Hippie, for a friend of mine had one, and I found a really nice 6.0 truck, I mean, for like $3,500. The guy says it does run, but it's got a misfire. He says it needs injectors. Well, one of my good friends, I did a 6.0 truck for him in 03, and, you know, that's what he thought it was injectors, and it ended up being a lifter, fell apart and wiped the cam out.
6 sounds great, Schultz said.
And then, you know, Ford, hey, let's make the cam come out of the back of the block, you know, kind of like they did with the Ranger stuff, or the Explorer and Ranger with that 4 liter. Instead of the cam coming out the front like a normal person, let's put the cam come out the back of the block.
Hippie said he made a lot of money working on them.
Oh, I bet, yeah, that's definitely a money-making endeavor, Hippie. Like I said, they're nice, though. I mean, when they run good, they're on. That truck did sound good. It was a mean truck. But, I mean, the truck I wish I had was that Dodge he had.
Duramax, Alan says.
Huh?
Alan, of course, has a Duramax.
Yeah, I'd like to have a Duramax, too, but the only Duramax I found locally here, the truck had no bed on it, had a rotted frame, the rockers were gone. The motor ran, but he said he had a miss that because there was fuel running down the back of the headers, and they wanted $5,000 for it. I don't know what it is with the Duramax trucks because I am a Chevy guy, but the Duramax trucks are ridiculous. Like I said, ideally my dream truck would be a crew cab dually square body on an OBS frame. That way I could have 4-wheel drive because around here, my trailer in the yard, I have to have 4-wheel drive. It's not an option. I can't pull my car in the yard and turn around here at the house in a 2-wheel drive truck, even when it's dry. because the place to turn around is uphill and in the grass. So, and we went four-wheeling to the local off-road park years ago, and it was the gravel road going into that place was so steep I had to unload Samurai that day and use it to pull my truck out because I didn't have four-wheel drive on my tow rig. And that day on, I'd never have a tow rig that wasn't four-wheel drive. But if I was building my dream truck, I would take the 88 to 2000 3500 dually frame for the independent front suspension. I know because I don't plan on off-roading it, I don't need the solid axle.
Hippie said Dirty Mac's a pain in the butt to work on.
Yeah. I would take an OBS frame. I'd put a square body Chevy crew cab dually on that OBS frame. That way I could airbag it but still have a four-wheel drive, so I could set it down if I wanted. And then it would have probably a P-pump 12 valve in it. With a do-it-yourself transmission, because nobody wants no sludge-o-matic in the towing rig. I don't. I hate an automatic in a truck that I'm going to tow with. It's just confident to having a manual transmission in the tow rig. But one day we'll find one.
OBS is good engine.
What is it?
The 7.3 OBS is a good engine.
Yeah, I know about OBS Chevy.
Hippie says that.
Yeah, they're good engines. There's a couple cheaper power 7.3s on there with like that though. They're saying they have injector problems. One, the high pressure oil pump was out, and I think the other one, it said that the IPR valve was out, which is in the valve cover. I don't know why they wouldn't change that, but you know, there was one on there. The guy said, what was it? Oh no, that was a different. I was thinking there was a really nice Expedition on there, really nice. And the guy only wanted like $1,200 for it because he said that it needed the timing set needed done, and the garage told him $1,400. But he said he had the cam phasers and all that. It was a 5.4 rig, but like I said, I'm just not big on the Ford stuff. I mean,
Core says, yeah, I can't afford one. Two of my sons has one good, strong trucks. Hippie Miller.
yeah.
Oh, wow, I missed that.
Oh, I know. I'm looking right now with everything going on. Yeah, I mean, technically, I'd be lucky, to scrape together like $3,000 to buy something right now, and it's got to be something I don't mind. I would rather buy something that has a decent body that needs mechanical work, because I've always done that all my life. One of my best friends in school, his dad was a body man, he did body work. So he would always buy cars, that's one he had done. He would always buy cars, that ran good but had bad bodies. They had no problem putting panels in. I hate body work. I would rather buy a car with no drive line that has a beautiful body, and then, because I can work on a drive, I got patience to a drive line, and you just seen, what is it, how long have we been on here? How long have we been on here? 30 minutes or so?
7:43 it is.
No, well, 43 minutes there. There's one head's
12
done.
valves would be the best choice,
What is it?
in my opinion. But
What is it?
there's insane anymore. 12 valves,
I've seen 12 valves around here, I know,
but they're insane.
and I agreed they were insane, but I tell you, I've been coming across a lot of 12 valves, but the trucks were trash for really like $3,500 to $5,000 can get you a decent. Heck, I've even seen some 24 valves for that price. But they said you were dealing with, rusty bodies. Remember, it's the Northeast, so this is the land of the cheap LS because the Chevy trucks were all the way to nothing. Okay, there's one set of springs that seals. Now I gotta pull the head off of this engine and do the other stuff. So, get this squared away here. That didn't take too long, did it?
Not really.
As I said, I could have done it faster, but I am talking while I'm doing it. If I was rushing, like I said the other night when we was at the track, because it happened early and then there was an oil down. If I would have had a piston there, I would have tried to probably drop the oil pan there at the track and change the piston and rod. Oh, you want to make sure you got all the parts, right? 2, 4. These are the stock springs and stock seals. I just keep in the box. You never know what's on these parts. I might go buy a junker 5.3 Tahoe or something. They might have a broken valve spring. So we got those. So all right, now we gotta go pull the head off of that the other side. I just gotta pull the head bolts off. I need a 15 millimeter on 8 first to pull the valve cover. Give me 1 second. We'll see now. If you want to talk something, then
What are we gonna do?
I gotta pull this other head off.
Gonna pull the other head off? Just gonna pull the other head off, guy, and then do the valves in that one too. Springs. Valve springs?
Huh?
You're doing a valve springs in the other one?
Yeah, I'll put a valve spring in a 5.3, get it ready.
I was putting valve springs in a 5.3 to get it ready for that.
Get ready to turbo this motor.
Oh, yeah. Getting it all ready.
Get ready to do a turbo on this
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I just put their pack 12-18 springs I just stuck in that head. Now,
That's what I've been doing, guys.
Like I said, I took a valve out of that motor when I bent that valve in my motor and didn't have a valve here to show up. I just went over here and stole it out of this motor.
So, yes, I know.
Huh?
I know.
This motor's so gunky. It's gonna be great when it makes 600 wheels because it's so ugly. It's so dirty.
So what you been up to, Schultz?
Huh?
I was wondering what Schultz he's been up to. What's everybody been doing?
I hope phones are ringing.
Huh?
I said, I hope the phone's been ringing, but who knows?
The phone?
If it is, if it ain't, it ain't. You can't do nothing about it. I hope it's been ringing, though.
Rain.
I said, I hope his phone has been ringing. I said, we can't.
Oh, yeah, we hope his phone blows up with being pulled on.
I hope his phone's been ringing.
He hopes his phone's been ringing, Schultz. He hopes your phone.
It ain't, but I hope it has.
Hi, Kayla. I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, I understand.
Have your phone been busy lately, yours and Schultz's? The pulls? Sam said he hopes they're busy ringing, getting job. He wants to know. He's tearing the other head off of the motor
Yeah.
because he's going to put new valves, springs in it. And that's what he's doing now, guys. He's over there.
Tell the other guy he's burnt. I just told Lincoln not to get his Mustang in his motor.
Yeah, I would give it to him. Believe me.
If everything I got, I ain't that way. I said, that is something. I said, yeah, but I stepped around that part for that truck bed for how long now? I've stepped around. You know
Maybe
why?
they are broke,
Because it's
Kayla.
Alex's. I give it to Alex, and it'll sit there until one day he comes and gets it.
Yeah. Well,
Because when
actually, that car's probably mine.
when I give somebody something,
If anything comes to your house and you leave this car set at someone's house,
no, when I give somebody something, it's theirs. It doesn't matter.
Well, I
how long it
know.
takes them to come back and get it. I don't do
well,
that.
well, well.
Because I got used to that, because the buck used to do that. He'd give you something, if he didn't go get it right then when he give it to you,
They'll turn around and give it to somebody
he'd give
else.
it to the next person that comes through, and I always hated that. You don't do that. If I tell somebody, hey man, that's yours, it's yours.
Well,
You know, and it won't go anywhere until you get it. It's yours.
well, yeah, but he's been getting this car for years, and it just takes spot up in my yard.
He has been buying parts.
And I have to cut around it all the time.
He has been slowly buying parts.
Yeah, well, he needs to just get it running, get it going.
Well, I told him,
Take it to his house.
there's enough stuff now to get it running.
He could. He could take it to his house.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
Well, I don't care.
So there's enough stuff here to get it running. It just, I told
They
you,
just like-
just like I started. I didn't start with all the fancy stuff. I started with what I needed minimum, and then, you know,
Kayla
built
says
better as I
not
went
really.
along.
They need some more cows.
What is it?
Kayla said they need some more cows to roll in. She thinks everybody must be broke.
Nobody's at the fair.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, Kayla. They're all at the fair,
Time of year.
wasting their money. It's out there as a river.
Getting robbed by carnies.
Yeah, but I'll probably go Saturday, the last night.
Yeah, no, too. But
I
still.
may. I don't know. I might not. You never know. I just might not go at all. I'll give you my ticket.
I gotta go.
I do have a ticket to go.
Well,
I
you
had-
do.
I had all them tickets. They gave Tommy and his friends went last night. Or yesterday afternoon, him and his friends went.
I'm trying to find a good
Good.
idea.
They'll be all right.
Huh?
I said they'll be all right. I was going to go the second night of the fair.
Huh?
I wanted to go the second night of the fair to see Twitty and Lynn, but that got postponed because of Matt being sick. And then I was going to go see the Clarks on Saturday night. That was another night I didn't get to go because I had to go to the hospital and get him. So, I might get to go this last night.
Huh?
I might get to go see him.
Yeah, we're going to Rio.
Yeah, Dom and Rio. I might get to go and see him. If not, oh well, no big deal. I'll listen to him on the phone or somewhere. I ain't worried about it. If I go, I go. Them fairs are wasting my money anyways.
Huh?
It's a waste of my money. Pretty much. Well, as long as everybody else got to go and do what they wanted to do, it don't matter to me. It'll be all right. What happened?
I said, the motor's falling
The
over.
motor's falling over. Well, that ain't good. We can't have that motor to fall over. It'll hurt you.
Oh, I caught it.
If it falls on your feet, you'll know something.
Keep my feet back.
With them flippy flops on. Right,
I know how to
Kayla?
work in flip-flops.
Him and his flip flops, right, Kayla?
I know how to work in flip-flops.
He said he knows how to work them.
I keep my feet out of harm's
You
way.
hear this, Kayla?
I can't even keep the 10mm bolts. The top of it. It's so crazy. 706. Alright, we're almost there.
You almost there? He's almost there, guys. Hang in
Alright,
here.
so just gotta pull the head bolts.
He's pulling the head bolts.
Wow, that works right.
He's getting them here.
Dig
Yep.
in.
Couple more minutes, probably. You have to listen to me.
Yeah, I just gotta pull his head. It's almost ready. I gotta grab a 10. Get on the head bolts. So close, so I just gotta pull them out. Yeah, the head bolts, the ones you can't reuse.
Yeah?
Those head bolts. There's a 10 and extension.
You know how to.
Set down in a little deeper.
He knows how to trip over Gus' own feet in them.
What?
Your own feet. You know how to trip over your own feet in them?
Trip over, I don't fall.
He said he trips. He might not fall, Kayla.
I don't fall down like a trip.
He don't fall down, he said. Yeah, he might trip, he said, but he don't fall. He ain't like me. I fall over nothing. I can trip over nothing. Wasn't it the other night I was in the driveway and I tripped over? Just walking and there was nothing there to trip over. Old clumsy me.
I don't know what you fell over.
I didn't, there wasn't nothing there.
No, wait till I show these guys. This is gonna be so funny when this thing outruns somebody's car. They get all this money spent on it. It's gonna be hilarious.
She says she gives him that saves himself well. You save yourself well.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, I sure don't save myself very well.
Wakeboard and wake skate and all that.
Yeah, wakeboarding and stuff. We didn't get to do none of that. We didn't get to do nothing. Because Matt's been sick most of the time.
It's the economy.
Well, no money to go do it anyway. You ain't got the money, you can't go. That's right. You can't do it if you ain't got the money to go.
Like Lacey said in the remake of Clark.
It makes a lot of noise, guys.
The
Yeah, the economy is not good. Yeah, it's not good. And we've still got another year to put up with this economy, so. And it'll take a while to get it back, even if it comes back. It might not come back. Well, we know that. It's gonna be rough.
Well, I said if they steal it again,
We're done.
it's gonna be, no,
We're
not
pretty much done.
You know what's gonna have to happen.
Well, they'll probably steal it again.
If they get power again, the only thing that'll save this country is we're gonna have to do what Thomas Jefferson told us about.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all I gotta say on that.
Well, yeah.
But you know, our founders left us fortunately our founders left us a mechanism to air our grievances, so
Yeah.
but that's probably if these same idiots are in charge for another 4 years, that's the only thing that's gonna save them, that's what it's gonna take.
Well, it's pretty rough.
That's what it's gonna take. To save it.
It's been pretty rough.
Yeah, well, like I said, you got people in charge of
I mean,
where the people in charge hate the country and they hate the people.
it's been bad. For me, too.
You know, they use all this crazy nonsense just to distract people and keep people fighting with each other.
That's what they do.
Yep, I said,
All the nonsense, right?
you know, when these ridiculous indictments get thrown out,
That's
Democrats,
just waste of money.
you know, when they get thrown out, you're gonna see some mad Democrats. The last time the Democrats were that mad was when Lincoln freed the slaves,
Yeah.
and they'll be mad again.
They're
because-
really going to be mad, ain't
You
they?
can't, yeah, basically, these last stupid indictments, you know, he's free speech, he's allowed to say that stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't tell nobody to go out and do nothing.
No, he didn't.
He told everybody to do it peacefully. Make
Yeah,
your
that's
voice
right.
heard peacefully.
Yeah.
And even then, when the bias news were back on, well, technically Pence could have sent it back to the state. Exactly, it wasn't illegal.
No, he could have.
Now Thomas Jefferson, you know, he was vice president, you know, and he wanted the electors to himself.
Huh.
You know, and it's funny. Okay, well, let's go back and let's indict everybody in 2016 when Trump won. Remember, because all the people, all the Clinton supporters were like, he's not the right president, he stole it, this and that. So let's go back and indict all them then, because they were
Yeah.
all saying that Trump stole the election, remember?
Yeah.
The Russians colluded with Trump.
Well, they're not going to go and do that. No. They're not going to do that because it's on that. That's them. They're allowed to do stuff like that.
Yeah, well, like I said, they won't.
They're allowed.
They won't stick, for one thing. It ain't gonna go nowhere.
Mm.
And number two, like I said, here's the thing about it. It's just like with the, I seen the documents on the indictment over the, or I seen the paperwork over the indictments on the documents.
Oh, yeah.
They never mentioned to the grand jury that he had presidential privilege, that he can declassify. They never told the grand jury that. So,
No, they're not going to.
well, so of course they're gonna indict, you know, because of that reason, if they don't know if the president had power, well, like I said, the other guy didn't have power to keep it in his garage because he was never president, so he couldn't declassify it. Only the president could do that.
Yeah, but he didn't get in trouble, did he?
You know, only the president has that authority to do that, not the vice
Mohawk
president.
62. Hello.
And then, you know, they're telling, well, he deleted security camera footage from the house. Well, it said security cameras. It wasn't nothing illegal, you're loving. It's a witch
What's
hunt.
up, Mohawk 62?
Just like he said it during his arraignment day, what he said. He said they're arresting him. They really would like to arrest all of us, but
Yeah.
they can't, so they go after him. Because he stands
He's
between
taking the head off of this motor. He's going to do it. He's going
One last few bullets. They're crushing that script.
to new Bob Springs in it. It ain't his car, not his car. I said, it's not your car you're doing it in. You're doing it in... Yeah, the car's not broke this week. How about that, Mohawk?
It's been together 2 weeks without being broken.
It's been together for 2 whole weeks without being broke. And it's running pretty good.
Actually, I got to change down again with the booster shorts. We're getting this crusty 5.3. Look at this thing. This thing's so beautiful. Look how crusty it is.
That thing's crusty
Look
dirt.
at it. This
Wow.
thing's gonna make so much power. This motor's gonna run better than mine just because it's greasy like that.
Master of no
Crusty.
garage. Do a burnout. He wants you to do a burnout.
Oh man, I don't want a jacket head gasket. We're reusing that baby. Oh look, these steel shim head gaskets,
Yeah.
infinitely reusable. You use them until they blow out, keep reusing.
He's
Hang that out of the way. I hang on the wiring harness.
they want you to do a burnout.
Huh?
Do a burnout.
Well, the problem is when I leave the garage, I lose signal.
Yeah, every time you leave the
If I
garage.
drive up the road, then I'll lose signal, and then I'll be out of the Wi-Fi range.
Yep.
The only way I can do a burnout is I'd have to do a burnout in the garage.
Can't do that in the garage.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Change the valve spring. Look at how disgusting this head is. Isn't it great? Look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love greasy 5.3s.
Oh, yeah.
Look at it. This thing, I'm telling you, this thing can make good power. Look at it. It's nasty. I love it.
Mohawk said they are scared of him. That's why they are trying to get
Yeah.
rid of him any way they can.
I know.
Oh, yeah, they are scared of him.
I don't
You're
know if it's
right.
so much they're not scared of him, Mohawk. They're scared that they know he has so much support. That's the thing. They know all of us, because there you go. Keep indicting him. It doesn't matter.
What are they going to do?
Oh, man, he's been indicted. I'm not going to change my vote.
Me?
You know, every time, and it's funny. It's funny to these idiots, too, because it seems like every time these idiots hit him with an indictment, his poll numbers go up. You know, there's the thing. The only reason they're trying this January 6th one, like I said, because they would love to say, well, he started
He didn't start
he
none.
incited an insurrection, so he can't be president because of that. Well,
Well, he didn't.
he didn't, for one thing, yeah. Because there was no insurrection, because if we was gonna have an insurrection that day, don't you think we would've took arms?
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have an insurrection, nobody's gonna take any weapons out. The
Yeah.
only really people who had weapons was the glowies that day. You know,
Yeah.
people like Ray Epson that was trying to incite stuff. It wasn't the normal people. You know, it was a setup right from the beginning. I should have went out and blowed some of the stuff. I'm gonna do that real quick. This spring out. I'm gonna go blow these off a little bit. They're kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna get covered in grease.
Yeah, they should have.
Huh?
They should have.
What?
What are we talking about? I
Oh
forgot.
yeah, there's the
Ah.
thing. If we was really gonna take over that day, if he would have given the orders and said tear this place down, which he wasn't, because all he wanted was legally what he was allowed to do. Tell the states, hey, this doesn't look right. Could you guys take another look at this? Because everybody knows the Secretary of State illegally changed the rules with the legislature. So if he really wanted this, though, if he would have come out on that stage that day and said, you know what, burn this place down and let's take over. There was over 1 million of us there that day.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot.
If he would have said the word, which he's smart enough not to, if he would have said the word, we could have tore DC down brick by brick.
Oh, yeah.
All he had to do was say the word. But that's not how you win. These people want us to be violent. They want us to do things. That way they have an excuse to come after us. They want us to do stupid stuff.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why they keep poking and poking and poking. They want a reaction. They were so upset the other day that the cops stopped the mass shooter because he couldn't get into the school. Oh, they hate that. Because Democrats love to see dead kids because then they'd be like, oh, whoa, look. You crazy, you killed me. Yeah, okay, I guarantee that guy wasn't no left supporter. He wasn't the one on the right wanting to go shoot up the school. Guaranteed. He was another crazy leftist. It always is. Some lefty or some trudy to you.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, you want to do whatever, I don't care. You want to cut your body parts off and all, that's fine. Hey, man, more power to you. If that's what you want to do, hey, man, I'm all for it 100%. That's your right to do it. But you don't have a right to convince small children and confuse them to cut theirs off, for one thing. And I don't have to go along with your charade. I don't have to believe it. You can say, hey, look at me. I'm really a woman. And I can be like, dude, no, you're not. You got an Adam's apple. I'm sorry, and I don't want to be mean, but you're not a woman. And if you believe you're a woman, then, hey, good for you, but I'm not going to go along with that. I don't have to. That's my right. Your right to be anything you want to be. My right to say you're an idiot and not go along with it.
What they don't understand is that taking him to court, he can bring in his own witnesses
Yep. Oh, yeah, now we can introduce
and
evidence
cross-examine them.
Yep. Yeah, so they might have just got one over on him.
That's true.
I mean, I know, but it was accidental, because he wouldn't want to get indicted on purpose just to do it, you know?
No.
Because you wouldn't take that chance with these people, because these people are willing to plant evidence to do anything. They're crazy. I mean, they're deranged, because, I mean, look, you run into people, and very rarely, you might around here, out in the country, you hardly do. But when you run into somebody, I mean, they can look at you honestly with a straight face and tell you they think, you know, the people in charge right now is doing a good job.
Yeah. You run into that.
And they believe that.
I know they
I
do.
mean, they're that. But like I said, these are also people so brainwashed that they think, you know, that you can somehow change your genetics just by how you feel. I'm sorry, but your feelings don't, you know, trump my reality. Sorry. Like I said, do whatever you want to do, but I'm not going along with it. I refuse to go along with it. You know, I should have like wore gloves. So.
Probably.
Huh?
Maybe.
Maybe. Alright, let's get this last one done. So I got that out. What do I do with my keeper? My retainers. Open it loose. Where's my keeper? What do I do with my retainers? Open it loose and when I blast the air there. I should have had them with the thing. That would suck if I lost the retainers because then I have to go get some. Oh, there they are. I was gonna say, I thought I put them in a little slot. Okay. Alright, we gotta put a new valve seal on there. Okay, valve seal. Should we wipe this crud out from underneath where the valve seal goes? I guess we will.
I guess you could.
I'm feeling, yeah, like super modified today, so I'll wipe the sludge out of there, okay? Valve seal on. Socket tap. Tappity tap. Valve seal installed. Back 1218 spring. Retainer. Valve spring compressor. So this is one anybody can make for an LS. If you got a piece of 1/4 inch stock, a drill, and an angle grinder, you can make one of these. Free.
Really?
Pretty much. Just the cost of the steel and, you know, a little bit of your time.
I'd say.
Huh?
I would say.
I got one I actually done really, this is ones I just whipped up real quick. I got one around here somewhere that's actually really nice and a really good job on it and I can't find it. And every time I go to change, like when I bent them valves in my motor, the first bent valve, I'm walking around the garage looking for it, couldn't find it, so I just made another one. And that's the same thing I did with this in here too. I couldn't find it on the last valve I was like, man, I ain't
You
spending
got a
all,
couple of them laying around.
yeah, I ain't spending all day looking for a valve spring tool when I could just make another one in 5 minutes. So I just, over with the drill press and the workbench and made another one. Okay, there's one. Second.
Better send them heads out to the machine shop and order all new gaskets and studs, Stuart says.
Yeah, I'll get right
Bring
on that, man.
ST unit into the open.
Yeah, I should probably send them out. Have them like hot tanked or whatever they do and all that too, right? This is probably to clean that, blowing them off with air is probably the cleanest they're gonna get. Clean them. If he wants to clean them before he puts it together,
Yeah.
this motor will run the same with his dirt all over it as it does without it. They run so cool on that ethanol anyway, so it's not alcohol.
That'll be alright.
Yep. Get my magnet out for my retainers. Huh?
Now, if that was Schultz's motor.
I still, if you wanted to clean it, yeah. If you want to clean it, that's fine. But like I said, you know how much more humiliating would it be if you get beat by this old beat down car and they open up the hood and it's got something like this underneath it and they just beat your, you know, who knows how many thousands of dollars you have in this race motor. Because I mean, if you go buy a motor that makes 700 plus wheel, you know, you're probably talking close to 900 crank. You know how much money it would cost you to go have $25,000, $30,000 in a motor like that? Probably, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would suck.
So, yeah, how embarrassing is that when you get beat by something that looks like this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
It really hurts your pride, and I love it. Like I said, when was that you up there that night when I remember that guy that had that real nice duster that was the size of that red one, remember, that had plastic windows and no interior?
Oh, yeah.
And he got butt hurt because his full race car was running like 2 seconds slower than my street car that I drove there.
Oh.
he got butthurt about it, you know, he was like upset about it, like it wasn't possible, you know. I mean, time slip doesn't lie. But even on top of that, you know, I mean, why would I lie about it? Just watch me.
Yeah,
I'm there, we're at the strip. It's kind of hard to lie about it.
that's true.
You watch me run.
The speed shows on the thing,
Huh?
and it shows on the thing.
Yeah, I showed him time slip, but he, I mean, it's a beautiful car. It was. It just was a straight race car though. It had no interior. Just there was no interior at all. It was just all metal inside. It had one racing seat in it, plastic windows, and open headers, and everything. It was a race car.
Yeah, it was a race car.
Nice A body though. It was a nice Duster, but
Yeah, it was.
nice race car, man.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Wouldn't it run? That's the beauty, like I said, these LS runners. There's nothing magic about them. You can be like sloppy. Just don't care. If you don't care about breaking it, it's amazing what you get a motor to do. The minute you give up on caring if it breaks or not. You know, like I said, there's no way I did the hot rod the other way, and it was always stressful. You hated to take it out. You know, you hate to do anything, because, hey man, what if I break it? I'm going to be out so much money. And it was so stressful, it took all the fun out of it. You know what I mean? Matt Happel brought fun back to hot rodding again. It's like, you know, the old days when you didn't know any better, but some old head would tell you can't do that, and you'd listen. You know, I had them guys that were, and we've all done it, and it's probably right. I mean, if you're building a $100,000 motor for somebody, yeah, your reputation's online. If you're Steve Morris or Ed Pink, or, you know, I mean, someone building an expensive motor, you got to do it right. It's got to be clean. Everything's got to be machined. I understand that. But back in the day, you know, we're building motors in our driveway, out in the yard, you know, and you got guys going, whoa, you better not touch them rod bearings with your bare hands because the acid from your fingers. And I'm like, dude, I'm building it in the driveway. It's getting dirt and dust in it anyway, so I don't think my fingers touching the bearing is going to affect its longevity. Are they right? Yeah, on a big build, but you think them guys at the drag strip when they're building the top fuel car between rounds, they're outside doing it. Do you think them guys are, you know, them motors usually get destroyed, you know? Anyway, so it just is what it is. You can't. Oh, you know, I don't think I did I? No. I didn't change the valve seal on that one.
You didn't?
No, I just tightened it down, I put the retainer in, and didn't change the valve seal.
Oh,
I thought I did, but then I looked, I don't see it, it was blue. I think I took it off and put it back on.
I don't know. I wasn't
Yeah,
paying
that's
attention.
fine, I see it. I don't get ahead of myself. I don't know why it smokes, man. Now he's got bad valve seal. Who's got new ones in?
Are we still taking it apart or pulling it together? Or putting it together? He's putting the new springs in the other head.
I'm putting new valve springs in his head.
He did the one side, now he's on the other side.
Yeah, I'm putting a set of Pac 1218 valve springs in this motor. This is another build for another car.
Pretty sure fuel they run more acid than our fingers oil.
Yeah.
Pardon.
Yeah, well, so like I said, now if you're like I said, if you got a reputation and all that, yeah, that's fine. I understand that because if you're standing by it, like I said, there's guys that learned this stuff and done a lot. What used to get me though was the old guys that just flat out tell you something wouldn't work, and if you'd ask them why it wouldn't work, they couldn't tell you why it wouldn't work. They could just tell you it didn't work, and it was usually because someone told them it wouldn't work, you know. So much bad information just gets passed around, and like I said, that takes the fun out of hot rods sometimes. Sometimes, you know what, just don't worry about it, just send it. If it breaks, it breaks. If it breaks, you'll learn not to do that next time, you know, that's all. Whatever happens, happens. That's how I look at it. I'm not gonna be all upset. Oh man, I might break my car. I don't know, what will I do? How many times I broke the motor, put it back together, let's go. Guys, I'm into my motor for a lot less. Just that right there, just think if I had, 8, 10,000, just say we'll be extremely, extremely conservative. Just say I had $5,000 in my hand. And every time I broke it 6 times.
Tommy's home already? Oh yeah, it is 8:15.
I broke it 6 times, you know what I mean? I bent 2 valves.
What's he doing?
I bent 2
Going inside
valves.
parking space, he always does.
I bent 2 valves and broke 4 pistons. So even if it was at $5,000 a piece of them engines that I was destroying to put back together, I'm spending so much money, I wouldn't have a car. Huh? Oh, that's hard to tell. Hard to tell, but yeah, so that's all that. If you have the money for good stuff, good for you, I don't have the money. I'm buying a truck. My truck realistically is going to have to probably cost less than $3,000 to be able to afford the truck. And that's going to be pushing it. I'm going to have to eat ramen for months if I spend that kind of money on a truck. But it is what it is. I just don't have. I don't have that to spend. I wish I did, but I don't. 4 or 5, okay. Get that together. Let's try not to forget valve seals this time. Oh yeah, that's how people is, Tommy. Tommy's just getting off of work. He got his first job. He started this week, I don't know, last week. Last week he started. When he's working at Dunkin' Donuts, but they're only like 2 miles away, so he's just getting back to work. So I'm sure he probably won't join us because then we can learn about something. But I guess at least he wants to contribute. Containers in now. Yeah, there's that one. Alright guys, we got 12 down, 4 to go. Rolling right along now, we got quite the system going here. Look how they stick. This motor did sit outside for a couple months. Alright, get that out of there, change the valve seal. Guess I could just get it full long. We'll see if that's faster. Strong, Tommy?
Look at him. He really worked hard today.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah.
This boy worked hard today.
Tommy.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much. Jessica was helping in the front, so I had to do pretty much all of them myself.
Oh yeah.
And then Morgan set me on my break at 7 o'clock, and she said, "Jessica will just do the rest of the stuff you had to do."
Remember
Carly?
Remember that Yum Yum one time to make the donuts? Remember that commercial?
Yeah.
Tommy said,
Not you,
one
Tommy.
thing.
Thank you.
Remember that?
Thank you, Carly and Tommy said.
Thank you.
He had a
Remember
pizza
that?
day.
Remember that time to make the donuts? Remember that old donut commercial?
Yeah. That's Carlene said that's why she buys 150 to 250 318 engines. Cheap to buy and cheap to fix.
Yeah,
Wow,
318s
look at my
are
apron
awesome
and
too,
uniform.
man.
I
You just
know,
crack-
you're all over.
Dang.
you
This
can
is
just-
like powder
Yeah.
and sugar. Powdered sugar and powder that I would put on the donuts.
Yeah.
This is like some of the frosting we have on it all over me.
Yeah, what I remember that
I have a bit of
318
maple on my arm.
That 318 Bob had.
Can we get a close up of this, the spring tool? Of the spring tool.
Yep.
Carlene wants a close up of the spring tool.
Yep.
Dang it, now I want a donut. Tommy,
No, I just lost the retainer. It just went flying. So.
Tommy,
No, I went down. I just lost the retainer.
now Mohawk wants a donut.
Keep going. Yeah, I
He's
just
got
lost-
some. We can't give you one though because we don't wear.
Yeah, I just lost
Look
the
at
retainer.
it.
Look at that, guys. He brought some
Free
donuts.
donuts and drinks for
Right.
working there because at the
Look
end
at
of the
them
day,
donuts.
at the end of the day, if we don't sell these, they get thrown away. So I said, so we just take them home.
I have
Look
So,
at
uh,
them
when I
good
tap
donuts,
that-
dude. Hold it
A
back.
dozen plus one.
When I
Look
tap
at them
that,
donuts.
I know when I tap that
Wow,
thing,
them
my
looks
retainer
good,
went
Tommy.
flying.
We also get free drinks.
Yeah, that's
You hear
good.
me?
Yeah, the retainer went
I
flying.
lost the
Take this
retainer
in.
and I can't put it together without it.
Alright,
When I just tapped that valve, it went flying. I didn't see it because I was looking. I have to go back and watch the video to see where it flew.
Yeah, they do look good.
Yeah, because it's gone. I don't see it here. Listen, there's leaves in this motor. But yeah, the retainer's gone. Yep, it's gone.
What's it look like? A little tiny thing? Oh,
That.
oh,
And
no,
it would have went
fine.
that way.
What way? This way?
That way, because I tapped the spring that way.
Let's see if I can find it.
I didn't hear it. Here's the. This is the LS valve spring compressor I made.
Yeah, Carlene wants to see that. Fine.
Yeah. I just a piece of 1/4 inch, drilled in the right spot for this bolt to go in. You're not gonna find it. It's probably went flying. It was under spring pressure. When I flipped that head up and smacked it with a hammer, I don't know where it went. I didn't hear anything, but I said I wasn't watching because none of them went flying.
No, I went flying earlier. Yep, that's the baker's dozen, 12 plus 1.
And I don't have any spare LS retainers. No. Well, I'll show you. Here's what I had it like this. There it is right there.
Oh, thank God you found it.
Yeah, but I went like this. I thought I
Yeah.
had my hands over because you got to
Yeah.
tap that valve shut.
Well, sometimes it
'Cause
happens,
When you
so.
tap the valve shut, the retainers fall out.
Yeah.
Here they fell out again. Here now. Right, and it was hit. 'Cause I just wanted to see if I did all 4 of them here, if I could do faster, put them together, if I just took them all apart.
Maybe.
Instead of doing one at a time, I pulled all 4 springs out, and I had 4 springs left. 12 were done, got 4 left. That done, that. Okay.
Oh, honey buns are good too.
What?
Mohawk. I
Honey
guess you'll
buns.
just have to eat a honey bun. Honey
Uh,
buns ain't bad.
You can still buy, grab some donuts, but it probably costs you more than fuel.
Yeah, we could
That
tell
would
you to
cost
drop
you
by
more
and get
time.
some donuts, but you know, we live kind of far away from each other.
Send them, but they'll probably stale.
Time we got them in the mail, they'd be stale.
My Uncle Tony, he sent ketchup and everything else, and cheese. Uncle Tony, he sent ketchup, Parmesan cheese.
Joe said he still never found that C-clip, or that plant.
Oh, yeah, that, yeah. You ever tell Jimmy we couldn't find it?
Did you ever tell Jimmy you couldn't find it? Probably not. I don't
It's
know.
gone, it didn't go in there. We lost it in the garage somewhere, it went flying.
It's somewhere in the garage. Sweet little, he said nope. He said nope.
It flew through the garage somewhere.
He never told him, he said.
No, I said because he would have been up all night thinking that it went the motor, but it didn't. It flew in the garage. Alright, there's that. One of those.
Oh,
Now you make me, just take me piece and take all, and I could take me a long piece of steel like this.
And make a big one.
And make one, yeah, to do them all at the same time.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't think I'd need to do that really, but I could.
It would be a good idea.
I could make one and do them all at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these springs will help because the cam is 228, 230 at 50 thousandths, and it's 580 lift.
Oh,
Is the cam going in?
gotta get some of that dirt off. He has to go clean his hands off a little bit. I don't even know what that is.
What?
What are you spraying on your hand?
Awesome. That lady's totally awesome. Degreaser.
Awesome.
That's awesome, guys. It'll loosen. It's just these heads are so crusty, man. You can't. Look, you get brand new valve springs and brand new seals and a crusty head.
Yeah.
I love it. This stuff ain't like Gojo, because without water it doesn't clean good. In Gojo you can do that, and then when you wipe them off, they come clean. These don't clean as good.
Yeah, it'll work. It will work. Ooh. Ain't there any out there? Ain't there any out there? There has to be some. I gave you some. What did we do with all the rags I give him? I give him rags all the time. I don't know what he did with it. They have to be here. He's looking for something to clean his hands off, guys. I told him you was looking to clean your hands off with something.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, he said. He don't care. Right there hangs the rag.
Yeah, because I'm not going to clean these anyway.
Right there hangs one.
I got,
On
I
the
know
jack
I got
handle.
some rags, but here's the thing.
Oh.
I got a whole box of
Gloves.
gloves. I should just use them.
We got more than a box of
You know
gloves.
what I'm saying? I got a whole box here in the garage.
Yeah.
I like that sort of plastic gloves.
Yeah, I don't like wearing gloves either.
They're nice when you're doing something.
No, I'm
Right.
not wearing them.
I like them when I'm doing a transmission. That way you can just take them off whenever as you're working. You know, but transmission fluid's a nice salt. Cleans your hands good. This stuff gets slippery, you know, because I got 12 springs done. I only got 4 more to do. That's the first one, you know.
Yeah.
Let's close the barn door after the horses got out.
Well, shouldn't do that.
Huh?
Ah.
Man, it looks a lot easier to make your hands sweat. They're regular, like, mechanics strips, too. Cloth things, but I don't like getting very in but I don't need to wash them, I guess. Alright, let's get this
Yes.
together.
See, it's hard working with gloves on.
Nah, it ain't too bad with these.
I think that I can't.
Yeah?
I don't like working with gloves on.
It ain't bad. I can work with gloves, just them small retainers.
Yeah, them little things are small.
Tiny retainers, the last ring retainers. Okay, we got these. There. There.
Tighten that and get rich.
Huh?
Tighten it and get rich.
Who's getting rich?
Tighten that pull. I imagine that's what it's talking about.
Well, that's just a magnet. Nothing fancy. It's a bought tool. I didn't make it.
Hi, Pat Matt. Matt.
And this Von Spring tool I made, you know, it's fine. It's not fancy. I just copied what they sell.
Pat Matt's here.
Hey, what's up, Pat?
He said he's sorry I'm late.
Oh, you're good,
Okay.
man.
I need
You're fine.
parts.
He usually gets back and watches the reruns.
He's been looking for parts.
Hey, any luck?
There you go.
I'm looking for a truck myself.
Looking for a truck,
Right
anybody?
now, I'm truckless for the first time since 2008. My pickup truck's finally going to that big work site in the sky. What's frame has.
The frame.
The frame's going to the big job site in the sky.
Drive line's still good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that drive line's mint. It's only got like 300,000 miles on it. It's got a lot left on it.
Yeah.
Transmission still ships fine.
Yeah.
Just frame shot. Thanks, PennDOT. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? I'm so grateful that they dump all the salt all over the road. You know what I mean? All winter. You know what I mean? It's wonderful. You know what I mean? It's so good for our vehicles. You know what I mean? What would we do if they didn't?
Yeah, they both are your patent, Sam.
How would I go anywhere in the wintertime if they didn't put salt on the roads? Actually, you know, I mean, I wish they did put salt on the roads, honestly, because then people that can drive in the snow would be out, and people that can't would be scared to stay home. I mean, it's funny that all of our state roads, they dump all this salt, but the township I lived in for all them years, and it's at the mountain, so we're talking, I mean, yes, it's East Coast mountain guys, I'm sorry. Our mountain, we call a mountain around here at 2,600 feet in elevation, the mountain around here. But, nonetheless, you know, living at 2,600 feet elevation in the mountains, in our local township up there, didn't use road salt because it's too expensive, so they just used ash for traction. Besides that, most of our roads up there were just dirt roads anyway. But, you know, I had no problem getting around. You got a decent set of tires, decent driving, and don't get in a hurry. You know, you can get where you gotta go. But instead, though, state of Pennsylvania, let's kill everybody's vehicles by dumping road salt everywhere. And then while you do that, let's charge the highest gas tax, you know. And there's only 1 or 2 states higher than ours, so our gas tax sucks.
Oh, yeah, it does.
You know, they raise all the
$3
registration and title fees. You know, we live in a state where it's almost impossible if the title's signed by someone else, you know what I mean, you ain't gonna ever get that court transferred again, so we have the dumbest title laws, I mean, almost anywhere when it comes to that stuff. But, you know, but at least they salt the roads so we can get around in the wintertime, you know, it's so nice of them.
Yeah, just lovely.
You know, and that's why I laugh, you know, I cry almost, you watch them guys from down south or out west on a video, and they got like an old square body truck. Take the bolts right out of the springs. Not here, a 2-year-old truck. You know, you're burning the bolt out of the spring bolt, you're gonna end up burning it out of and burning the bushing out of the spring, replacing the bolt, the spring, and the bushing on a 2-year-old truck. But, you know, Pennsylvania. So, yeah, that killed the old Ford finally. The frame just got too thin to support the kind of weight that the truck can haul, so it went kaput. It's actually heartbreaking. That's my favorite truck. I've had that truck. Dwayne gave me that truck in 2008. I've had that truck for a long time, so it's heartbreaking knowing that my poor Ford's finally dead. After a lot of miles, a lot of good times, Ford trucks finally crossed over and said that,
Can't run it at all.
huh?
Can't run it at all.
No, you can run it, but
Like if I can't, like taking all that stuff in.
yeah, you can take it in. The frame's gonna, I wouldn't know, you know, you're just hauling cans. Frame ain't gonna take no real weight, that's all. Frame's got it. I don't know what you can do about it, you know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah, I was just saying if we could go haul all the cans in
yeah,
it.
you can haul the cans in. You're only going, you know, at the bottom of the hill and back.
Yeah, ain't far. Down over the hill, about,
Little scrap yard, yeah.
a couple
you can take
minutes
that.
away.
But yeah, I mean, I can't haul like a car across the country in it or anything. I wouldn't trust it to do that. Why, it hasn't broken in half yet. It's really stress cracked in a lot of areas, so it's gonna break. It's 100% gonna break, it just hasn't broken yet. But the problem is, like I said, that being since Ford's in one-piece,
What?
being since Ford are one-piece stamp frame rails, I ain't comfortable with welding a piece on it. And I just put some flex. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I probably could, because there's the thing that frame's weak at is exactly where if I had a gooseneck hitch on there, that's where it would wrap around and cover. The gooseneck hitch would cover that part of the frame rail, so,
Well, maybe.
I mean, if you had a gooseneck hitch bolted on there, that frame couldn't flex there, so, I mean, I might go to weld some frame rails on it.
That would be okay.
Or just even reinforce that one. It ain't broke yet, it's just, it's thin, it's gonna tear it. I can tell, I can see that it's getting ready to let loose.
Maybe you can
Okay,
reinforce
all
it.
right, guys, well, that's done. That took us a little longer than I would have liked, but they're done. They were greasy.
You had to take that head off.
Well, yeah, I did take.
The other head was off.
Yeah, the other end was off. I need to get these studs out of here too. Move that one over here. And taking, showing the cart, getting this engine before it gets dark. The dark won't go to see it. Man, these put these plugs in Jordan Chevy. They're factory plugs.
Probably could just go out and take it and show them before it gets too dark.
I should have red dove. He's one of the heads. Man, he's got nice combustion chamber. They're a lot nicer than the 317 heads I got on my 6.0. These 706 heads get nice combustion chambers. My motor would run better with these heads on.
You put them on your car.
Yeah, but it'd bump my compression ratio up. It wouldn't matter, but it would just. The 706 head is a better head. But the heads I got on my motor, you know, are less compression. Because mine's an LQ4, so it has the 317 heads on it. They just got bigger combustion chambers.
Gotta bounce. Catch y'all later. If not, have a great night, everyone. Mohawk 62.
All right, man.
Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, peace out, Mohawk. We'll see you, buddy. Have a good one. Hope you find your parts you need.
That was Pat.
Oh, Pat was looking for parts.
Yeah, that was Pat.
Sure, Mohawk's up to something.
Probably.
Oh, these are them stupid. What do they call it? Iridium plugs.
He wants to show you. He's gonna take his and show you the car what this motor's gonna be going into. He's gonna take and walk
Show everybody the chassis.
show you the chassis of the other where this motor's gonna be going.
This turbo 530 going in.
It's 5.3's going in. Here before it gets really, really dark.
Huh?
I said before it gets real dark.
Yeah, before it gets too dark to see it.
You know times get gotten down daylight. Yep. Summer's almost over. And I don't like it when it's dark at 5 o'clock.
I don't like it when it's below 70 degrees.
I don't like darkness or daylight or the temperature that cold, but
Huh?
what can I do? Nothing.
Is that Florida?
It probably ain't warm in there either.
Yeah, we go to Miami. From October to
Did a
Huh?
house in Florida.
Just October to May, we go to Florida. Go to Miami for a couple months.
Yeah. Good. Maybe so. Maybe we could.
5 months here, 7 months there, because that's the thing here that.
Oh, she never noticed that Jim Beam hood before. What's the story about it?
What is it?
Carlene said she never noticed the Jim Beam hood. What's the story on that?
It's a bar room prop.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's out of a bar, yeah. It's plastic. It's a plastic Monte Carlo replica NASCAR hood. It was just out of a bar that was closing down. They threw it out.
First responder garage, thumbs up.
Yeah, that's all. It's
Just an old plastic piece of hood.
Yeah, like I said, it's a bar prop hood. That Jim Beam hood.
Yeah.
Alright, man, no problem, first responder. I'm gonna move this stuff. I'm gonna go show everybody the
Because I'll
chassis.
be back on
I
keeping
see
the
him.
live playing.
I see him.
First responder.
I see him.
Cool. You going to
Yeah,
throw
you
the
collect
car?
good things right here. I think around back there somewhere there might be some old lighted beer signs and lighted like Marlboro signs and stuff. There was some, I don't know where they went. They're around here somewhere. We used to remember we used to be able to get them free. I used to get them like the club when the beer man and that would bring in new ones and they would the old ones they'd throw out. This is actually this is not a PA car, so it's in a little bit better shape at least. Let's hope we don't lose. Well, we shouldn't lose the Wi-Fi up here because it's close to the garage. What is it?
It's still on.
Yeah. All right. This is the chassis here. That engine, everything for it's in there because we took the bumper cover and stuff off when we put it in the garage, or when we pulled the old motor out. But it's this here. This is the '98 SN95. We're going to do the typical Fox stuff here. You know, we're going to cut the frame rails off here at the strut towers and tube everything from there forward. We got the mounts, as I said, it's try to get it light so we can run a glide in it. But that be that. It actually looks a lot brighter on camera than it is outside. Yeah, we'll see how it runs. It should be good. I mean, yeah, in theory, it should be faster than the Cutlass because it's probably going to weigh a good 800 pounds lighter than the Cutlass, so it should run pretty good. It's going to have the same setup as the Cutlass, other than the Cutlass has the 6.0 and that's got the 5.3, but other than that, everything else can be the same turbo setup, same gear. I think his hold up right now he's waiting on, he's just got to pick up a converter and stuff. But once he's got the converter, then everything else he's got here, he's got the oil pan, the motor mounts, all the good stuff is here. So at least we got the heads together now, though. That was one thing I want to do. The valve springs are in the heads. He's one of them guys that reminds me of my friend Jimbo. Years ago, we were out here working in the garage, and we're putting a clutch in his. He's got a Suzuki Samurai, brings it out in there. I got to put a clutch on my car. All right, Jimbo, that's no problem, buddy. Bring it out. So, Jimbo brings it out. It's not a Jimbo store here. Jimbo brings the Samurai out and put a clutch in at that time. And I tell him, he calls me and asks me, buddy, bring it out, we'll throw a clutch in. It's a Samurai, it's easy clutch. Divorce transfer case, just 4 12mm bolts to drop the jack shaft, and there's like 4 bell bolts, so it's an easy clutch to change. So, long story short, we're out here changing it. Well, I'm under changing it, and I realized Jimbo's worried about, he bought a new set of lights and he was hooking up. So he decided at the time to install the lights, as well, I was clutching. That's Jimbo.
Yeah,
That's kind of like the build on this is that he buys things he doesn't need, and Nick buys the things he needs. Like he bought like that gauge stummer thing for it, a fancy shifter, when the factory automatic shifter, I'm sure we could have made it work, you know what I mean? He buys things he don't need, and then don't have money to buy the things he needs, because he wastes on things he don't need.
that would be him.
Huh?
That's how he does it.
Yeah, he's not the sharpest tool. I gotta find a couple nuts here.
You looking
I'm
for?
gonna take a broken studs out.
Oh, there are broken studs in that one.
Well, they rust off. It's Pennsylvania.
How you doing?
Even their exhaust studs rot. That's just the truck slowly removing itself. The engine slowly removing itself. The truck came back. We'll find a couple of these are like, that should be good. They're like 14 years here. 3/8.
Weld them on there and take them
I
out.
weld them to them studs, and then the heat from welding to the studs, usually loose them, and usually back right now. I can try, I'm not gonna try to turn them with bicycle training, because then when it can break them off, keep turning them off. You must find a couple of little bit slightly larger. I like to use like a half inch, you know, like full blood vessel or something, then I add a little bit more mic. I'm sure we got something there. These fucking bolts. Bucket of bolts. Get the bucket of bolts. There's a snake skin. A snake skin. It's old though, guys. It's old. I've lost my producer. I lost my producer. There's one up. Oh, I needed to have a pipe one the other day. What the hell is now? Such is life. Yeah, I needed to have a pipe one in a bad way the other day. The cast when it's on, it's all in. Wonderful, wonderful. Everything is wonderful. Old bug nuts actually work really nice because of the taper. Well, wonderful nice, so yeah. This will work. I found a couple nuts here. We'll just slap them on there, boom, and boom. And then we'll weld them up. Weld it up. Da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. Abracapocus. Lost my producer. The camera person's bailed on me.
No, I'm right here. I had to do something. Now what are you doing?
Gotta weld the nut on these, that way I can take the brick and set up. How you doing?
Yeah.
Here, because I can't, the welder is plugged it in on a shorter cord, so I can grab it close to it. Instead of dragging it over there. Connect that there.
Ooh.
What?
I'm gonna jump off of here. Mackenzie friends just showed up. Okay, Schultz.
Yeah, alright man, I'll catch you
I
later.
can't. Mine went off. I can't read yours fast
What?
enough. I said, I don't know. I went out there to do something. And now it's off. Damn it, too bad. I'm gonna try to get mine back on.
See if that does. Usually on these it doesn't take a whole lot to get them moving. Try to plug that watermelon in. I knew I had to socket for this one. Nice and easy. Yeah, see when you do that, the heat from the welder loosens the stud up. You can pull them out without damaging the threads in the head. Alright, look at that.
Get
No
it out.
thread damage up and it's out. Cool, it's a little warm, so I don't want to touch it yet. Okay, that's one down. I got, there's one more in that head. Looks like two in that. Two broke off each sander head. Gotta love it. Gotta love the rust belt. That on there. That's not the same. We like a couple. The gold lug nuts actually I like gold stuff. Suzuki lug nuts.
What are you gonna do?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Another lug nut to put the wall on there.
Oh, another lug nut. Huh? Talking to yourself.
No, I was looking at lug nuts.
Oh.
No, but now I run now on this one, get this one out. Weld this one out. Now go to the other side. Pull the other head
We're
out.
gonna see.
Huh?
We're gonna see welding again.
Yeah, we just did. We just
We're gonna see some more. Gonna see some more. It works. That other light helps.
Yeah, now let's go to weld.
How many do you have to take out?
There's 2 broke off each head.
Yeah. Welding hurts eyeballs.
And I always like to do it like
Wow, that red.
that. Huh?
That's really red.
Well, that's how you get the heat there. It come apart. I mean, now I got all that heat concentrated right there and there. Gotta loosen that stud that's stuck in the head, see? Backs them right out.
Wow.
Without damaging the threads, because what you're going all the way these ones weren't bad. I could probably heat them up, just taking them out of vice grips, but that's the best way to remove a broken head stud when you got a metal stud, steel stud going in an aluminum head like that.
Wow.
That's the best way to do it. Just take an old nut, weld to it, pull it apart.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Huh?
That's pretty good.
That's the best way to do it. The best way that I found to do it so far.
Just
Let's see,
focus.
I don't see that these heads are almost ready to go back on them.
Motor.
Almost.
What all you have to do?
No, they don't. Just clean them up a little bit. I need to clean the motor circuits up. That's just easy. Still with the cut off of them. Get a better rest to it. Just where it matters, where it's going to feel.
Clean them right up.
You can clean up where the exhaust gaskets, you know, where it doesn't leak around the headers. Anything else, you want to clean it, clean it. Get a flat edge. Straight bottoms. Okay, we got that set. That head's done.
Got the welder thing on there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just got one more, and that's it. Nice thing about LS heads, they're light.
Huh.
You know what I mean? They're low. So they weigh nothing.
Now their studs broke off in that one too.
You'll see this next time we tear this motor apart. At E85, they'll be look brand new, and it'll clean all that gunk out of them ports.
Huh.
At E85, just being blasted in there from the injectors. One here, one here. 2 broken studs. We'll try to see, but I don't think they're probably just going to need to weld on. I'll try a pair of vice grips, but I doubt it, because I don't want to tear the threads up. So. I'll try a pair of trusty vice grips. Nope. Yeah, that looks like it started to turn.
It's turning.
I just don't want to tear it, but you don't want to tear it threads up. Hit me. Because aluminum sometimes you can just, you'll get it out because you'll bring the threads out with it.
Oh. Well, that wouldn't be good.
No, these ones didn't look too bad. I think just someone, whoever took the motor apart was just a moron and broke them.
Maybe so.
Maybe so.
Maybe so.
Not at Vice Fields, they said if it doesn't work, we can always weld them, take them out easily.
Maybe.
See, they turn pretty easy. I don't think they said I don't know why they. Maybe somebody cut them off. Maybe they took a grinder or something. They the head they look pretty smooth. They don't look twisted on the head. This motor was pulled, so when he got it, they already pulled it. This is a little tighter, but oh, I did. I broke it off in the head. I'll have to weld that one now. I found it to go like barely twisting on it. That's the thing.
That's what happened.
Should have known better. But it's fine. I'll just get a head weld and back to it. Here we go. Now everybody gets to see how you can break them off flush.
I guess. They get to see.
Now it's down inside that aluminum head.
Now how you getting that out?
I'll hold this, but I'll clamp. Hang on, I'm gonna weld this on there. I'll let my weld run down into that hole there, and it'll take it out. Hold the pliers so I get the weld.
I'd say you better hold it with something.
Well, just till I get it started. Once it's started, I can get the tack.
Now he's showing us how you get it out when it breaks off.
Flush.
Flush. Now he's going to show us how to do it.
Tack first.
That's what he's doing, guys.
What is it?
I told him, I said that's what you're doing.
What?
You're going to show him how to get that out when it's flush against that.
When it broke off flush at the
When
head.
it broke off flush at the head.
Yeah, that happens. I seen everybody it was turning easy though. It
Well,
happens. We'll fill it up a little.
well, it'll be all right. You'll get it. It will come out, huh?
You're good and hot like that.
Ooh, look how that baby glowing.
Well, you want to get that heat because you want that cylinder head to.
Ooh, won't that make it socket hot?
Well, it probably will eventually. Just touching it. Yeah, but you want to get it while it's hot because then you got better bite on it.
Nope, that one.
Clean it a little bit more. It sucks too because I'll get it out and clean it up a little bit. It didn't stick that time. I didn't get enough root on it. Clean it.
Now you gotta clean that off.
I didn't know that nut was a little too fat and I didn't get enough heat down it instead. I look past you in the head.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful because you can feel like you can drive the head down on these. You really, if you take too much off, you're not careful. So, wire wheel on there. Okay, another. Oh, this is bigger.
You gotta make sure you have the right size socket for it.
Huh? Oh, I got the right side. There's sockets in my drawer. Once I fill it out, impact. Well, yeah, that covers better, and I'm less likely to get as much on the aluminum itself, but it won't stick to the aluminum. It still won't weld to the aluminum. So that's why that works the way it does, because it still isn't gonna weld to the aluminum. If you got steel down inside, steel, you can cut a piece of aluminum pipe and tap it on it. So the copper, copper tubing. Trying to get some heat on it. This is running down there. She's good and warm.
She is.
It should be 14 minutes.
It's blowing.
Sometimes you want to try a little bit of impact, it's less violent, twisting it off. It may work again. Just twist it off here. I'm not getting enough root down in there, but I'll get it eventually. Sometimes that's part of the game, you just gotta keep trying to get it.
Wow.
It happens. Would have been easier, everybody just welded the switch to it for a time.
Yeah, it would have been.
Like I said, you're just trying to get your root down in it and get it filled up in.
Are you gonna stay live until this, you get that out?
Maybe not.
It's
What time
9:02.
is it? Let me see. What time is it?
9:03.
Okay, yeah, I'll try one more time. If not, I'll just video it. Try like I said, you want to let the heat a little bit build up. It's starting to root that time. You see, I'm having a hard time getting it down in to get that stud. I've seen you do this 10 or 11 times before. Or more before you get finally root. It's not hurting the sand head itself. Try it one more time. I can always drill it easy out. Getting hot now. If you get enough root. Take your finger down that hole.
Might have to easy it out?
What is it?
Easy out, you said?
Yeah, you have to. Spread, yeah. It's not extractor. Yeah. But it's easy sometimes easier just to weld it. It's gonna get a good root in it. That's all. Get good drip here to clean the nut. It might just be that, but it's sticking good. Put a bigger one on there if I have to.
Maybe you can clean it.
Get a good bite, huh?
Clean the nut off.
That's fine. Well, it's not, I'm not getting enough heat into the stove. There isn't any heat up. I'm not burning into that broken off stud deep enough to get a good
Oh. I got you.
A little more heat into it that time.
I say you did.
But see, I'm gonna fill it on the other side. I'm down in deep. See, get the root bigger. I like to try to move it a little slower on. Got it, Benjamin. Battery's going down. Impact. See what I need? No, it's coming out. See it though? It's already lifted up off. You just can't when you're going down, can't go up, that's all. It's coming. It's dead. Charge batteries.
Yeah, I'm charging today.
No, I haven't tried it in a while. It's coming out. I think I got a broke loose there. I think she did it.
Thinks he may got it, guys.
I got it. It's out.
Got it. Yay, yay.
It would. It just took a little bit more effort to heat up so I could melt deeper into the bolt or into the stud. There
Got
it
it, guys. Yay. You got it.
And there she is.
There it is.
Alright guys, she's all out, no thread damage. It didn't hurt the head and see where you think it would melt the aluminum around it, but it doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because
It's not really in it, it's still good.
Yay.
There it is, alright guys. Thanks everybody for stopping in. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you all and good night. And be safe. Have a good
We'll get
weekend.
other projects here up and started. We'll let you know our daily shenanigans, so thanks everybody, I appreciate it guys. Good night everybody. Have a good week, and remember guys, sleep in your car. You can't race your house, man. We'll see you.
Yeah.